We're going to go ahead and get rolling this morning. Welcome, everybody. My name is Adam. We are Adam and Beth Katz. We are coming to you live from the Wilmington Alliance here in Wilmington, North Carolina. And we are fired up to be talking to you today. We are in this time of uncertainty. Here's what we have. We're very certain about what we're doing. We're very certain about our future. We're very certain about where we're going as a company. We're very certain about the marketplace and the opportunities that we have. So we're excited about we're excited about what we are here to talk to you about. For those of you who aren't sure, we are talking about the insurance industry. We are mid-market financials. We deal with life insurance, annuities, Medicare, indemnity plans. We do all kinds of certain stuff in that marketplace. But our bread and butter has always been the life insurance field. And in today's marketplace, if you were looking at opportunities, there is no better opportunity to be in right now. You talk about growth industry. You talk about a situation where people are looking for peace of mind. With the 24/7 news cycle of gloom and doom and what's going to happen, people are questioning their own mortality right now, and people are looking at their finances and are like, what are we going to do? Oh no, that home alone. They're home alone, except with their families. and they're worried. They're scared, and they're looking for something that can give them some peace of mind. So from a business building opportunity, the climate has never been better than to expand what we're doing, than to expand our opportunities, because there are people out there who have valid life insurance licenses. They got it years ago to work with somebody and they kept renewing it, or they just got a license and it was a bad fit. And now we have a golden opportunity. And then the clientele. We have people asking us to come see them. We have people overwhelming us, trying to get protection, trying to get to that point where they know that the market conditions can change anytime. You got companies like Forbes magazine, you got Barron's out there telling the seniors, hey, you better hurry, you better lock in, because the times they may be a-changing. And there may be a moratorium that comes in through the insurance industry, not knowing how this COVID is going to end up with a lot of people. And we just have people who want to get grandfathered in. They want to get locked in. They want to get the grandfather clause in that guarantees that they can't be denied, that they can't lose what they already have in place. And so in terms of the market, if you look at studies, things like that, 60% of Americans know they need and actively are looking for a way to get more insurance. Okay. And so from that perspective, we are in one of the most fertile growth industries right now. And then on the business building side, unemployment, 6 million people filed for unemployment last week. We are not filing for unemployment. We are aggressively expanding, which is why we're talking to you guys today, because we need some help up in here. We are in a position now that we can really do more and more of what our company motto is, or what our passion is, which is have fun, make money, and make a difference. And we have the opportunity to do that with people all across the country. And it's just an exciting time for us to be in business. And it's an exciting time to know that we have the opportunity to really impact people and to really, on both sides, the sales side of what we do, as well as the building and agency side of what we do, we have the opportunity to really make an impact in people's lives, not just for today, not just in today's current environment, but moving forward as well, because this too shall pass. This country's been through a lot in our history, and we always come out stronger on the other side. And this too will pass, and we will be a stronger country for it, and we'll be a stronger company for it. But what I love about the Alliance and what we do is our leadership, and Andy Albright, and the innovation that he brings to the table, and how he is not scared to make a call and to adjust to market conditions as necessary. And that is one of the reasons that has helped us get through the last 20 years as a company, that he will guide us through the next 20 years as a company. And it's just an exciting opportunity. So who are we? Adam and Beth Katz, Wilmington, North Carolina. We have 3 beautiful children, and our background is we were school teachers. I did a 10-year sentence in 7th grade. And the weird part about that is every year I got older, but the kids stayed the same age. That'll mess you up in your head. And what we found out is this, at least in the state of North Carolina, they do not pay school teachers. And so Beth and I, we got out of college. We were both graduates from the University of North Carolina at Greensboro. Go Spartans. We have our 4-year college degrees from that. And we went in to the school system wanting to make a difference, wanting to be a significant somebody, a meaningful specific in these kids' lives. And we realized very quickly that the system was stacked against us, just from being able to make a difference in the kids' lives, as well as from a financial perspective, being able to make a difference in our own lives. We were in a position that we were just kind of jammed up and stuck. So Beth, why don't you tell them a little bit about where we were back in those days and catch them up to speed?
Well, like Adam said, it was just when you find yourself up against the wall and you realize that you're just not seeing anything to fight for, life gets disappointing very quickly. Like, we know how it feels to have more bills coming in than you've got ability to pay. So, we had the whole basket trick. Like, we put all the bills in a basket and we pull one out, write a check for it. We had money for that one. All right, we can get another one, pull it out, write a check. To do that until it was gone. And then when it was gone, well, we just threw the basket away because there was no more money. How are we going to pay for it? So if you've ever found yourself in that experience, we can relate. But what I know is that through the Alliance, through what Andy and Jane Albright have put together for us, through what this team of leadership has provided for us, we have the opportunity to take control of our future. And so we've gone from that struggling to pay the bills to living in my dream house. Like, when your husband comes to you and says, "Hey, baby, what do you want on your dream house?" And I get to write it down and then get to see it come to fruition, like almost 5,000 square feet, backing up against the intercoastal. That's an exciting feeling. So what we know is that through the Alliance, you have the ability to take control of your future, which in this day of uncertainty is a nice thing to be able to do.
It is. We are not cutting back. We're not going backwards. We're moving full speed ahead. And while we were broke as school teachers, what we were not was broke-minded. And when Andy and Jane Albright met us, and what they showed us was this: they showed us an opportunity. And this was actually business before we started in the insurance industry. Andy was just a go. He was a hustler looking for an opportunity. And we just fell in love with their heart, fell in love with their vision, fell in love with their passion. And we didn't know where we were going. We just knew we were going to end up in the right place. And so when Andy gave us directions, we were just silly enough to follow and do what his coaching told us to do. And his mentorship and leadership has changed our lives, and it's changed our kids' lives. Our kids are better people because of Andy and Jane Albright's influence. Our parenting was better because of that. And our finances are better because of Andy's Albright's influence in our lives. So what I'm going to buzz through real quick these 5 questions that'll explain a little bit about what we're doing, kind of give you the 30,000 foot, high view of who we are as a company. So what is the Alliance? Kind of already talked about it. We are a marketing company. We work in the insurance field, life insurance, annuities, HMAs, Medicare supplements, all kinds of good stuff that we do. Debt resolution, which maybe not today, but 90 days from now, a lot of folks are going to be looking to resolve some of the debts that this current economy is putting them in. And so we are perfectly poised. We work with companies like Mutual of Omaha, and they pay you commission every time you help protect families. And it's really, we're just perfectly poised to take advantage of opportunities. 70 cents of every dollar flows through the insurance industry in some form or fashion in this country, and we are smack dab in the middle of it. So we're excited about what the Alliance is and our partnerships that we work with. The opportunity, very simply, is this: we have people who are looking for ways of getting more protection in place. We have seniors who are looking to get their final expenses taken care of, burial insurance. We got people hitting us up on Facebook. We got people sending us direct mailers. We got people calling us, asking for somebody to come help them, please. And the truth of it is, we are overwhelmed with the response and we need some help helping all of these families. Because one of the worst phone calls you could ever make is to call somebody up who asked for our help, and we didn't have it. We were behind, and we didn't get to them in time. And now they're either uninsurable, they got the COVID, or even worse. And so we are passionate about helping these families. The other piece that we can do is this. The other part of the opportunity is you can actually hire other agents, and you get a percentage of every policy that flows through your agency. So you're getting paid on what you're personally doing, but you're also getting paid on what your team is doing. And that really takes a lid off your opportunity. It takes a lid off your income, because now the only thing slowing you down is your imagination and the number of people that you can help. We actually work with 20 different life insurance companies. I'm not going to go through them all for you, but what I will say is this: they're A-rated carriers. They're all billion-dollar-plus companies. And we checked with them. They have plenty of money. They want us to help more families. Okay. And they said rock and roll. And, a lot of the carriers that we're working with, they've made the adjustment where they said, hey, if you can help these people over the phone, go ahead and help them over the phone. We got electronic applications. So now you can just stay at home and work from home. And it's an unbelievable opportunity, whether you're working with us full time or whether you're working with us part time. So the way we do it is very similar to the way a lot of the top companies across the country work, which is this. Andy Albright has created systems. We have systems in place that will allow you to take advantage and to be able to duplicate what the top people in the country are doing, what the top leaders are doing, and as well as teach your team that you hire people, get them doing the same thing. So Beth, why don't you real quickly buzz through some of the things in our system, and then we'll talk about how the money's made.
First of all, we have our playbook. And I love we're bold enough to put on a sheet of paper exactly who we are and what we do and why we do it. Why do we exist? We say we exist to get a piece of the pie: prosperity, inspiration, eternity. Like having financial success, giving people hope, making a difference with your life. Core values of how we're going to behave, that we as a company are going to band together and think and do and act a certain way. Then we have some books that Andy Albright, our present CEO, has written. First one is 8 Steps to Success. This is like success is in a safe, and you need to get into it. Do these 8 steps, and that will get you in there. I will tell you, one of the steps is work, and that's because to be successful, you are going to have to put in some WORK. Our next book is our Millionaire Maker Manual. This is we call it our green book because money is green. And we said, Andy, tell us exactly what we need to do to be successful here. And this is step by step. This isn't a read once and check it off a list that you're done. This is a live it out everyday book. My favorite is Inside the Circle of You. There are things in your life that you cannot control. And if you'll just let them be and control the things that you can control, your attitude and your actions, you'll get much further in your life. And the fourth book he did is our Alliance, the House of Values and Behaviors. And this goes through and explains exactly how we are going to live out the characteristics of a successful company. We have online training. We have a Alliance University, gives you information, access to it 24/7 of how to do the nitty-gritty of the business. We have a system of meetings across the country, except today, in this day and age, it's virtual. So you're now part of our meetings, our hotspot meetings. But here's what I want you to know about this, is that as a company across the nation, we are all working together to help you be successful. And so it's just a matter of tuning in and whatever medium you can and join the team. Adam mentioned that we have people who are reaching out to us, social media leads, Facebook, direct mail, call-in leads, all these are people asking us to help. So it's not dependent upon you trying to find somebody. They're finding us. We need to go help them. Help them involves work. So we're like, just keep track of your work, like operate out of a calendar. And the more you let us know how you're doing, then the better we can coach you on getting better at what you're doing. Then we have our Alliance Training Manual. We call it our ATM because you're going to get some money by using it. And it simply is how am I going to go through the appointment so I make sure that I'm protecting the family that's asked for my help. So my favorite part of the system deals with the money. And Adam, I'm going to let you go through that centerfold, baby.
So let's talk about our money. So first of all, whoever invited you out to the call, when we're done with this, if this is making sense, which I know it will, and you want to move forward in contracting with us and get started with the alliance, they can send you a virtual copy of our new agent guide. And so I would, as soon as the call is over, don't do it now. As soon as the call is over, just text the person or email the person or give them a call and say, hey, can you send me that new agent guide? And it will explain everything that we're talking about right now on the phone. But our centerfold of the new agent guide, our sexy centerfold, is our promotion guidelines. And it shows you how the money is made, and it shows you how you can go from our starting contract all the way up to our top contract of 120%. And it shows you exactly what is required to earn your next promotion. And what I love about this is because it is the most level playing field in the business world. Okay. And what I mean by that is this. Here's what it doesn't ask. It doesn't ask who your daddy was. It doesn't ask where you went to school or if you went to school. It doesn't ask what your prior success ratios were. It doesn't ask your race, your gender, your age, your height, your weight. It doesn't ask your religious background. It doesn't ask your political beliefs. It doesn't ask any of that stuff. We don't care. You know what it does ask? It asks, did you do the work? Okay. We say this is a whosoever doeth business. And if you doeth the work, then you will earneth promotions and you'll get paid more money. Okay. And so the way it all works is this: every product with the alliance, all the carriers, they pay a factor of basically of what the client is paying. Okay. And it's all explained in here. And so you get a percentage of every policy that flows through your agency. So everything that you write, you get a certain percentage of. Then you can also hire people. And the way that part of it works is this: you're going to make a percentage based on your contract and the person you hire, their contract. You get the difference, that percentage in every policy that they sell. So now you're making money when you help protect families. And because you're limited to your activity by yourself, you can only help so many families. There's only so many hours in a day, so many hours, but you can hire people all across the country. And now that takes the limits off. Now you have your business open, thousands of hours if you hire enough people, and that your business is up and running and you're getting a percentage of each one. Okay, it tells you exactly how to get promoted. And it also includes with us the glow bonus, the generational loyalty override, which is a percentage of the business. Even if you hire somebody that actually catches you or passes you, you'll still get a percentage of their business. And I can promise you this: we are the only company in the industry that has anything like this factored into their guidelines, that has anything like this. So everybody's just like the Alliance. Let me see your glow bonus. And here's what I know: Andy Albright has invested multiple, a lot of money, multiple seven figures into creating the glow bonus, creating the infrastructure that could support it and pay it. And that's how much he believes in his team. That's how much he believes in his people. And that's why we're the only ones who have it, because I don't know of anybody else that's willing to invest in their people as much as Andy Albright is willing to invest in his people. And I've been watching him do it, for the last 28 years. In the last 18 years with the Alliance. And so you can skip levels, you can earn promotions as quickly as you generate the business, and it's unlimited in the opportunity of how much you can make. So that's how the promotion schedule works. And then the last question is this. Well, let me just say this, and then we'll get to the people we have as guests on the call. So let me just give you a real quick snapshot of what the money looks like. Our average sale across the country is about $100 a month. That's what the client is paying. And I don't know if you think that's a lot of money, a little bit of money, but what I will tell you is this: people are spending more than $100 a month on their cable TV. People spending more than $100 a month on their cell phone bills. So people have the money. It's just what they're doing with it, their priorities. So on a typical $100 sale on our starting contract, you're going to make about 5 times what the client is paying on a monthly basis. So on average, you're going to make somewhere in the neighborhood of about $500 per sale. We have people who are going out there. There's somebody out in Indiana. Her name's Megan, and she wrote like 30 deals last week. 33 applications is what she turned in last week. And so if you do the math on that, you can just kind of see how it gets crazy quickly. So the last question we have is this: who else is doing it? And so I have a couple of my buddies from across the country on the call with us today. And Tiffany Bibler is actually part of our agency out in the Kansas City area. And she and her husband, Brandon, they have just taken this new normal. And they have they've adjusted. They have been early adopters on the telephone sales side, and so proud of Tiffany. She is just working like crazy, and her last couple of weeks have just been incredible here with the Alliance. So Tiffany, if you could unmute yourself. Are you there?
Yeah. Hey, Adam and Beth, how are you?
Doing fantastic. Congratulations on your success, Tiffany. So fired up to watch your commissions and to see how that is growing like crazy as well. But if you would just kind of give us high level your background and what you've been doing over the last few weeks with the Alliance here.
Yeah. And first of all, thank you for inviting me on the call. Such an honor to be able to speak with such amazing people in the Alliance. So my background, I spent 14 years in the restaurant industry, went into restaurant management, and had my first child and decided that the hours were a little crazy. So after spending all that time, I was with Chili's and Applebee's. Those were my two main people. Moved over to cosmetology. And while I was in school there, started going to school for psychology and biblical counseling at Crown College, and realized that I probably wasn't going to make the amount of money being a single mother that I needed to make to support my family, and found the insurance industry, went into business with a gentleman, and met Linda. We were in the same building, office building, and met Linda Goebel, who is just one of the most amazing people that I could say. We became really good friends, and she invited me into this business. And as soon as I saw what the Alliance had to offer, it was a no-brainer that I was not in where I needed to be. And I left everything, came to the Alliance, and I've been here ever since.
So Tiffany, just tell us about just your last 2 weeks. You've really taken a hold of the new normal, the lockdown, and helping people on the telephone. So you were number 12 in the country last week. With over $9,000 of submitted production, but the week before you were even better than that. So just tell us about your last couple of weeks and what that's starting to look like as that business is now being approved.
So over the last 2 weeks total, it was 17 applications for $21,875.81 to be exact. I just put, over the last couple days, I've had $4,418.32 deposited into my account, which is, it's a big deal, right? Because if that can happen every few days, imagine what your year can look like here. And so I am fired up. The telesales things that we've been doing, just because of the new norm for the moment, I just ran after it, and collaborating with some of the top leaders across the country has been just amazing. Getting to know your guys' daughter, Emily Katz, just a beautiful girl. We're all running after it, and there's nothing special I'm doing except working, right? Working and trying and going, and I know that's what everyone else is doing. And the possibilities with this company and the opportunities that we have, the way that our pay structure works, and just bringing more people into the business. This is going to be a really phenomenal year, and I'm really excited. And I know I'm in the right place at the right time with the right people.
Awesome. Well, congratulations on all your success, and so fired up that you're part of our agency and part of the team, part of the Alliance.
Thank you.
Next, why don't we go to South Florida? We have Jason and Olga Mathis, who are down there, and these have just become two of our best friends in the world. We travel the world with Jason and Olga, and you talk about the Alliance and the camaraderie. Jason and Olga aren't part of our organization; they're a part of our agency. But we have people that will plug into their trainings and everything, and you wouldn't know that they don't have any skin in the game with our people. That's what Andy Albright has created with us. It's a rising tide raises all ships mentality. And somebody said last night on Mike's call, you got to have your ship in the water in order for the tide to raise it. So that means you got to be doing something. So I like that. But Olga and Jason have just taken this company by storm, and they've become some of the top leaders in the country with the Alliance. And just what a true part and service-oriented couple. They love everybody on the team, and they help everybody on the team. And it's been so cool to watch their success and their lifestyle change and traveling the world with these guys. So Jason and Olga.
Hey, thank you so much, Beth and Adam. Thank you so much for thinking about us and invite us to this call. It's an honor. And I'm fired up. I'm so excited to be with the Alliance. And let me tell you a little bit about our background. I used to be a luggage handler. I used to throw bags into the belly of airplane. So I wasn't a flight attendant or a pilot. I was throwing bags. I was in the belly of airplane, putting 200 bags, and that was really strong, you know? So my back, my knees, my shoulders are not good because of the heavy lifting. And then in 2012, the company gave early retirement. So my husband said, Olga, retire from that company. Your little body cannot take it anymore. But I was afraid because I don't have no college degree. I don't have no degree. So I said, who's going to hire me to make money? You know, so I was afraid. So finally, I took the retirement. And my husband, Jason, was a banker. He used to work for Bank of America. So we moved to Jacksonville. And then I didn't know what to do. And then my husband's best friend, Marcella, said, why you don't do this business with me, financial services? And I said, what is that? Do I need math? I don't know math. He said, no, just come to our meeting. So I went to the meeting. I was in love with that, with everything. When I saw that guy walking, making money, and I said, that guy is making money? Oh, I'm going to make money. So I started with the Alliance, and then my husband said, I am a banker. I don't want to do insurance. So the first year, I struggled a lot, to be honest. The first year, I made $3,500 the whole year. Thank God I didn't quit. So, and then the things start to change. And then 1 month, $2,000 deposited in the bank account. Woo-hoo! And then 5,000. And then I said, Jason, you're gonna help me, because I was afraid of my accent, my not talking good English. So I was so insecure. And then one day my husband came to my house and said, to our house, and said, okay, you know how much money is in the bank? Said, no, I don't care. I need help. So he said, it's $9,400 deposited in the bank account. So I was so fired up. And guess what, Beth and Adam? I gave the banker a part-time job. He started to work with us, and he's doing an amazing job. Now he's working for 5 years with us. He's full-time. Last year, we made $307,000. Oh my God. So we fired up. Let me tell you, Andy O'Brien and Jane O'Brien gave us a shot. Our life changed so much. Our legacy, our family is amazing. I am in love with the Alliance right now that everybody's so scared with the coronavirus. Nobody's having jobs. We working people that didn't take the insurance 2 years ago is calling me, said, Olga, I need the insurance now because I left a little magnet with my name, and I put it in the refrigerator. So they remember about me, so they're calling me. In the last 2 weeks, I helped 12 families for $13,258. So I'm fired up for the opportunity. We are so grateful, and our life changed so much. We are in love with the Alliance, the system, just follow the system and all that.
That is awesome. And it truly is the power. We say 1 + 1 = 11. And when Jason quit the bank, I'm not going to say retired, he quit the bank and joined Olga in business, and the Mathis agency has just exploded across the country. They got agents all over the place. And it's just so exciting to see your success. And over $300,000 last year. That is incredible stuff. So thank you guys for sharing. Stay safe down there and keep doing what you're doing, helping families all across the country. Joseph Dukes, if you can unmute. This is my buddy out of Utah now. First met him, he was down in Arizona, and just a wonderful family man. He has 2 beautiful daughters, And, and you talk about, again, the heart of this company and what this company stands for. Joseph has traveled the country helping agents and helping our agents. And, he's been such a blessing and has, just become such a great friend. You talk about an overcomer and not allowing circumstance to keep him from success. This is a great example of that. So Joseph, tell us a little bit about your background, how you got to, Jason, do you want to jump in and say something? Okay. So Joseph, if tell us about your background, and the success that you're having with us here at the Alliance.
Cool. Well, hey guys, thank you so much for having me on. And Adam, Beth, thank you both for taking time out of your afternoon and to share this with the country. I mean, it's cool because you've been able to travel out here to Salt Lake and other places that I've been. And it's awesome to have 10, 20, 30, 50 people in a room, but knowing that we can have hundreds of people that are right now looking for work, being able to see success stories like you and Beth, Adam, and like Jason and Olga and Tiffany, just so fired up to see the success that you've had. And man, having $4,000 drop in your bank account, like that is bad to the bone. That's like you just having the Benjamins stack up. It's going to be awesome. So my name is Joseph Dukes. I was hired 13 years ago by my best friend, Paul Epstein. When I came here, I was working in the mortgage business, I did not have any, man, that's some good English right there. So I need the English teacher to teach me how to speak. I literally had, from the time I was 6 to the time I was 14, I was in speech therapy. I had a massive speech impediment, and every once in a while it still will come out. But the cool thing is that with what I've done through that, I realized that, hey, getting on the phone is not near as scary as I thought it was. So when I got in the mortgage business, I worked at it as a grocery guy. I was the produce guy for 12 years. I can stack apples like no one's business. So I stacked apples for a dozen or so years and cut lettuce, and I'd come home every day smelling like, spoiled cilantro and things. And then I got into the mortgage business, which I didn't smell like cilantro there. There was some money involved in that one. But when my buddy Paul came and told me that he was going to do insurance, I thought he was crazy because we'd done a lot of different things together that had been a lot of fun, but we never made any money. And so when he told me he was actually making money at this, and then he showed me his paychecks and showed me that in his first year doing this really as more of a part-time guy. I mean, he'd been working 50, 60 hours a week. And he says, dude, I think I'm half. He was working more part-time. He says, I made $105,000 in 9 months. So I realized, hey, man, I don't have to be as sharp as you. I can do half of what you can do. So I came on part-time, and I did this part-time for a year. And I made after expenses about $30,000 my first year working part-time, just calling families. I was literally working 3 Saturdays a month. Because that was, I was a dad. I had 2 little girls at that point. I needed to spend time with them when I got off work and still have my family day. And so I worked it out to where 3 Saturdays out of the month, I would go and I would drive 2.5 hours from home and up to this little place north of Phoenix and go and run some appointments. And man, I was terrible at first. I was a train wreck. And I was just grateful that I had Paul and I had Mike Leventovich and Andy Albright and Noel Leventovich just there. They could coach me and pat me on the head and give me some love. And the cool thing is that we learned at the end of that first year I could do this part-time. And then we transitioned and the mortgage market collapsed at that point, and I was able to come on full-time. And guys, the Alliance is going to give you what you put into it. It's probably the most beautiful thing about this. My old boss in the mortgage business, she said, Joseph, this is a pay for performance business. And when I came here, I realized that this is a true pay for performance business. If you want to go out and make, $5,000 a year, you can do it. If you want to make $5,000 a month, you can do it. If you want to make $5,000 a week, you can do it. And the benefit that I saw was not only being able to do it by going out and helping families on my own, but being able to create that passive income, because I do have two little girls. I got an awesome partner. She and I, we love to travel. We love to do stuff. I love to hang out with Adam and Beth. We love to come over to Wilmington. We love to travel the world together. But that takes money and it takes time. And so being able to create that passive income stream, Adam, was that thing I was missing in the mortgage business working for the bank. So it was totally cool because we have this fantastic tool called the ARC, which is our our alliance resource, our alliance. Adam, you're going to have to help me with the terminology because with all the acronyms we do, I get all messed up. But I was looking on the ARC this morning and I realized that as of the end of March, I had $92,000 deposited into my checking account. Wow. And that is not, that just totally like blew me away when I was looking at that going.
Make you lose your hair.
I lost my hair. I started rubbing it off more. I realized I'm like, okay, I'm a non-educated. I didn't go to college. In fact, I got kicked out of college. I was born and raised in the sticks of Alaska, where our population in my hometown was several. I didn't. There's so many things that if someone would have marked it off as like this guy's going to actually be financially successful one day, I had a lot of stuff going against me. And just to know that following the system that the Alliance has, and the coolest part about that, Adam, is that yes, a big chunk of that was because I go out every week. This last week I went out and I think I got to look at my numbers and I have to report them. That's bad on me. But I know I wrote over 7,000 in premium this week. But I know that 92,000 represents not only it's a win for me, but it's a win for my team because it's not just what I have done here in the first 90 days of this year, but it's what the people that I've hired and the people that I'm helping and trying to serve on our team have gone out and what they've accomplished. And I'm more fired up about watching people on our team that are up and coming to have weeks and months where they're calling me up and saying, Dukesy, $10,000 in my checking account this week, bro. I'm like, those are things that I'm looking forward to. And that's really what I'm super grateful about Andy Albright, about him creating, and you and Beth and Mike and Noel and the other leaders that really helped start the company with Andy, helped be those founding agents, and have really kind of paved the path. One last thing, when I came on, I remember people saying, well, man, if I could have been there when Adam and Beth got here, I could have had the same success now. And I'm just like, guys, now is the time. Like, I think, in fact, I know for a fact it is so much better now than it ever was 14 years ago. 14 years ago, 20 years ago, when you guys started, there was no system. There was no ATM that Beth showed us. There was no, Adam was talking about the systems that we created. There was no system. It was the Wild West. It was crazy. It was like, guys, we're going to go have fun. And a dog with a note in his mouth can sell insurance. And now we have people that it's systemized. We got Gina Hawks. We have NA University. We have weekly training. We have meetings like this with crazy successful people like Jason and Olga Mathis and Adam and Beth Katz on here. So guys, I'm so fired up right now. I have a stack of leads on my desk sitting here that I'm like, okay, when are we done? Because I'm fired up to get back on the phone because we got people out there that are getting on Facebook right now that are filling out letters, that are sending them in and are asking for help. And they need people who are willing to not be scared that they're going to stutter, that are not going to be scared that they're going to have someone say no or that they're going to get hung up on, but has a passion to help people, has their heart in the right space, has their moral compass set straight, and wants to go out and have fun and make money and make a difference, because that is really what I bought into, and that's what's kept me here. So, guys, fired up. Thanks for having me. I'm going to cut off now. I'm just going to keep going. So, I love you.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Joseph. And when are we going to be done? We are done right now. So, just wrapping this up, guys. If you have a desire to change your life, if you want to travel the world, we're going to Thailand next year. We went to Paris and Switzerland last year. And as soon as this COVID is done with, we're going to start traveling the world again. If you want to take unbelievable trips with us all over the world, that's what we do. If you want to live in the house of your dreams, that's what we do. If you want to give more money to charity than you used to make at your other job, that's what we do. you have the opportunity to change people's lives. You have the opportunity to change your life. And something Beth and I always looked at is, why don't our kids deserve to live like that? You know, we saw the way other people were living, and we said, we're willing to work. Give me a system that'll let us do it. So your marching orders moving forward, if this made some sense to you, which I know it did, just listening to Jason and Olga and Tiffany and Joseph, here's what you need to do. If you have a license, you can get started immediately. We're all systems go. We got the responders. We got everything in place. You just need to fill out the contracts, get back with the person that invited you onto this call, talk about how to get the next steps going. If you don't have a license, you will need to go through the state licensing process. Right now, most of the states don't have their testing centers open, but we know they're working on ways of getting them open or coming up with a virtual way of doing the testing. So you just want to knock the class out as quickly as you can. So that way, when the state says, hey, we're open for business again, you're at the front of the line, you can get your license, you can get out there and start making money immediately. So guys, we've enjoyed chatting with you. Get back with the person who invited you out. Andy Riddle is going to be, he's one of the top leaders out of Jacksonville, Florida. Andy Riddle is going to be doing a training at 2:00 Eastern today. And then this evening at 7:00, I believe Paul Roberts is actually going to be doing, they flip-flop. Paul is going to be doing the training tonight, doing a business overview, similar to what we just did. Come back, take another look at it, and in fact, get a few people to check it out with you is what we'd recommend. Guys, we love you. Thank you for allowing us to chat with you for a few minutes. And we will talk to you guys soon. Go out there and have a good day. Be safe out there. Thank you, guys.